Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm filming this. This is my second time filming this because my phone, the microphone is like broken, and whenever I take videos it like cuts out, and I totally forgot that it did that, even though I've posted like 5 videos where it does that, and I somehow ended up forgetting again. But good thing that my other phone is charged, so now I can use that to record the video and it doesn't have any problems. Today I'm going to be doing some tips and tricks for finals and exams in general, because they are coming up, for some sooner than others. For me personally, I'm actually not sure. Hold on, I think like 3 weeks. 1, 2, yeah, like 3 weeks. I'm pretty sure we get out the 10th, and then the 11th and 12th are makeup days, which is kind of weird. The 10th is a Monday. It's kind of weird, but yeah, so exams are all upon us, and I know how stressful that can be. I personally get very stressed and very anxious, and I would like to just share some tips with you guys that I'm going to incorporate when exams are approaching. Tip number 1 is to make sure that you are getting enough rest. The recommended amount of sleep for teenagers is actually 9 to 9.5 hours, which is kind of surprising because I definitely know that I myself and a lot of other teenagers get way less than that. When you don't get enough sleep, your mood, cognitive abilities, and academic performance can be affected negatively, and that is definitely not something that we want on exam week. Like, it's not a good time. So if anything, I know it's very hard to get a lot more sleep, or even the same amount of sleep during exam week, because you're constantly studying and your mind is racing, and all you want to do is make sure that you're retaining all that information. But you also have to make sure that you're giving your body rest, you're letting your brain rest, because if your brain is not relaxed and hasn't had any time to rest, it's not going to be ready to retain any more information. It's just going to want to rest. So you need to make sure that you're getting your rest, especially during exam week, because you are retaining a lot of information and you're taking quite a bit of tests. So my recommendation would be to try and aim for not any less amount of sleep and not the same amount of sleep, but an hour extra, around an hour extra of sleep. An hour more, not an hour extra. I mean, either works. Anyway, so just try and get more sleep than you usually do. I know for me, I usually get 7 hours, which honestly isn't great, but it's not terrible. So I'm personally going to try and aim for 8 and give my brain some rest. So yeah. Tip number 2 is to review before the actual review. So this means, so usually before exam week, you have a week where your teachers will give you all your review study guides for your exam, or you'll go over things usually during that week. And my tip for you is to actually start to look over the things you've done this semester the week before you go over the review. And this will kind of familiarize your brain a little bit with that information the week before you see that review, so that you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. And it's not like you have to start familiarizing yourself with this information the week of the review, because that's definitely more stressful. Tip number 3 is to drink some coffee, or any type of caffeine, really. Caffeine is a stimulant, so it will put your brain in a state of flight or fight. So that means that your brain's gonna kind of be very alert, which is actually good for academic performance. However, if you don't drink caffeine regularly, I wouldn't not recommend it, but I wouldn't recommend doing it like the week of exams. If you want to start drinking caffeine, I would try it like for a full week the week before, or maybe even weeks before, because you also don't want to like mess up your body like the week you're supposed to be studying either. So maybe honestly even a couple weeks in advance would probably be best. I know some people get very anxious if they have coffee, so I know like some of my friends don't drink it for that reason. Personally, I have anxiety, and I know that if I have 6 ounces of coffee, I'll be fine. That's usually how much I've had. Like I have every day. I've been drinking coffee since freshman year. However, if I have like 10 ounces, if I have like a medium cup of coffee, I will go from fine to like shaky handwriting. Like it's really bad, and I'm not able to focus. So definitely be more cautious as to that, and try it out beforehand. And if you are a regular coffee drinker, make sure you're not going for like a large cup of coffee when that's not normally what you have, because it can make a big difference. And if your body doesn't react well with the caffeine, then I would recommend drinking an ice cold glass of water, which sounds really weird, but I know personally I've done that some mornings, and it honestly wakes me up. I end up usually having coffee still because my body's kind of used to that and is like, where's my coffee? But I definitely think that your body can wake up to a cold shower or drinking a cold glass of water, I think, is equally as effective. Tip number 4 is to eat a good breakfast. It's very easy to skip breakfast in general, like on any school day, but exam week is definitely not a week to play around and skip breakfast. I would also recommend is having a slow digesting carbohydrate, like for example oatmeal is a slow digesting carbohydrate. This means that when you this means that basically you'll just be fuller longer, so you'll have that energy kind of lasting longer, I guess, in a way. So when you take your exam, you won't feel hungry in like the middle of your exam. Whereas if you have something like cereal and like juice, which is great because you're eating something, it probably won't keep you as full as long, and you probably won't perform at your best still, because basically what's going to happen when you have high sugar cereal is you're going to have a lot of energy very quickly, and then it's all going to crash. So definitely try and go for a slow digesting carb in your breakfast if you can. Number 5 is to do something that relaxes you. I definitely personally struggle with this because when I try and do something that relaxes me, my brain is still constantly thinking about all of the things that I know I need to do. So this is definitely something I personally need to work, get better at. Something that relaxes me is working out, whether it's going to the gym or working out from home. Just breaking a sweat and focusing on the exercise that I'm doing helps me to take my mind off of things. When I do things like take a bath or listen to music, I feel like my mind tends to wander and I start thinking about something else again, if that makes sense. It's different for everyone though, so what works for me might not work for you. But whatever relaxes you, just take a break from studying and try and put your mind somewhere else. So those are all of the tips that I have for you guys. I hope that you enjoy it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow my socials down below. If you guys have any video suggestions, as always, feel free to comment them down below, or share any tips that you have for exam week or something that you struggle with. Bye guys, thanks for watching.